What is good, everybody? It's your boy Uncle Sam's Reject here, back with our NCAA simulation series. This episode, we got ourselves the SEC championship game, Bama versus Georgia. Hopefully, Georgia can knock Bama off, but we already know that's highly unlikely. Bama's playing really well this year, but hopefully we do get ourselves a good game. Alright, man, so if this is one of your first times ever watching one of the simulation videos, how we do it is, man, we come out, Heisman difficulty, 3 to 4 minute quarter length, but when you play these other sites, they automatically bump it to 5. So what I've been doing in all these videos, I've been running a little bit of true clock just to shorten the game back to what is a normal time limit would be. We play as both teams' offenses. The only way we play as a team's defense is if they absolutely need my help. I do not pull for one team to win more than the other. I try my hardest when I'm playing with both teams. This in no way depicts how I think this is going to happen in real life. Strictly for entertainment for you guys. We try to come out here, get as competitive of a game as possible, even if it's not going to be competitive in real life. That's my goal. So now that we got all of that out of the way, let's get into this ball game.
Tell me what you need, tell me what you want, tell me what you please, tell me what you like, tell me I'm your type, tell me that we on, tell me I'm the one, tell me I'm the bomb, tell me I'm the dawn, tell me this your song, look, tell me what you want, tell me what you need, tell me I be fresh, tell me it's D&D and tell me that we next, tell me what we on, tell me I'm the one, tell me I'm the bomb, tell me I'm the dawn, tell me this your song.
Alright guys, here we are. Where the SEC championship game used to be played, the Georgia Dome. It's in a Mercedes-Benz Superdome nowadays, but we're going to rock out how it is. Alright, so Bama wins the coin toss. They elect to receive. Coming out here trying to set the tone offensively. I'm like 0-2 or 0-3 with Bama in these simulations, so maybe we could turn it around here. Jacobs with a nice little return getting across the 20. Alright, man, see what we can do out here. Trying to, you know, I played better with Tua last game. We'll see, you know what I mean, if we can get it together in the end. Damian Harris with a run early. Can he burn this corner? He does a little bit, 10 yards, you know what I mean. Unfortunately, he doesn't pick up the first down. A lot of you guys think I don't like Bama, you know what I mean, or that I try to make Bama lose. I just don't play well with them. I definitely try to play well with them. I try to use them to their strengths. Hitting Damian Harris, great block up there. He has a couple people to beat. He's getting hawked down, but he's down inside the 30. Just like that, Damian Harris has about like 60-something yards on the day. All right, man, let's see if using the run to open up the pass will work. Tua back here, under center. Play action. He has a man, is his tight end. I can never say his name, but he drops the pass. All right, here we go, 2nd and 10. Make sure you guys let me know who you guys think is going to win this game in real life. I think it's going to be a great game as Ruggs the third drops a pass that would have been a touchdown. Now stuff like that I can't control. That's a perfectly thrown pass. You know what I mean? He had an opportunity to make a play. He just straight up dropped it. Tua back to pass and he overshoots his tight end, and Bama's going to have to settle here. 45-yard kick. You know Bama's kickers aren't usually that good. Let's see if we can get it up and in there. The kick is up. It is good, and Bama strikes first with 3. All right, man, so here we are getting the rock with Georgia. I usually play extremely well with them, though. Harmon's back here. I usually, you know what I mean, return great kicks with him. And I'm going to do what I usually do with Georgia, and that's play with Jake Fromm in the first half and then rock out with Justin Fields in the second. All right, man, 1st and 10. Let's go. Fromm out here passing early. He has a man and is nearly picked off. Tried to get that pass up there, but, you know, he threw it more online. Do you guys think that, you know, Georgia's defense is good enough, you know, to stop Tua in the offense, and is their offense good enough to, you know, score some points? Fromm picks up on the blitz there. He has Harmon, who has a couple blocks. This is the speedster. You give McCole Harmon some space, and he will do some damage inside the 10, and just like that, Georgia strikes when put 6 on the board. 74-yard reception from McCole Harmon there. All right, so Georgia put 6 on the board first. Tua and company coming back, you know what I mean, want to answer back. Hopefully his receivers can make some catches out here today. Nobody's necessarily open. Tua's going to do it with his legs. And he gets a block and he picks up the first. All right, chains moving for Bama there. Tua doing it on his own with his legs. He has another man open. He goes back to his tight end, who actually makes the catch this time. All right, we go 1st and 10 for Bama. Keeping it on the ground. Damian Harris is having a hell of a day today, and he continues to do just that. He's getting the blocks he needs, burning a couple defenders down inside the 30. Georgia isn't getting much of a pass or, you know what I mean, Georgia isn't getting much of a rush or a push up front. Damian Harris is having a lot of space when he touches the ball. Tua going to his tight end, Hinges, I think that's how you say his name. He trucks his way forward inside the 10-yard line. All right, here we go. 2nd and goal here for Tua. In the offense, he hands it off to Smith Jr., and he walks into the end zone. Bama gets 6 points of their own. All right, so I forgot to put the true clock on here early in the first quarter, but we fixed it now. 10-7 lead here for Bama. Fromm and company trying to come back and put some work in. Oh, Diggs making a hell of a play on the ball, and Bama gets it right back. Since I threw a pick on the first play, I'm gonna stay on this side of the ball and play some defense for Georgia here. You know what I mean? It would be too easy for me to score. Oh, wow, and it's just as easy for them to score themselves. Bama puts 6 more on the board. Wow. All right, man, 3rd and 5 here for Georgia. I don't want this game to get ugly, man. I'm trying to make it close, but man, there we go. All right, Fromm has a man wide open. It's Nauta. Big block from the receiver out there. Nauta falls his way forward for 12 yards. 9 seconds left here in the quarter. Fromm back to pass. He hits Godwin. I always call him Goodwin, but you know what I mean, nonetheless, he picks up 16. I almost could never wait to, you know what I mean, put Justin Fields in the game. He plays more my speed that I like to play. Fromm has a man over the middle, though. It's Calvin Ridley's little brother, Riley Ridley. I forgot who it was. Almost called him Calvin. I added the little brother at the end, but nonetheless, 29-yard pickup. Trayvon Diggs has been giving Fromm fits out here. He has a drop pick on him, a pick on him, and he knocked the pass. You know what I mean? He has the pass deflection. DeAndre Swift gets the carry here on the read option. Picking up 9, 3rd and 1 here. All right, 3rd and 1. Georgia would like to, you know, put 6 up on the board, but a field goal isn't that bad, and that just might have to be what they settle for. All right, so Georgia, in fact, sends out their field goal team. The kick is up, and Blankenship is almost always money. Georgia's down 7 now. All right, 2nd and 10 here for Bama. Tua switching things up a little bit. They got a lot of people in the box. You know what I mean? Harris has been killing them out here today. He has a receiver over the middle. It's Devontae Smith. Once again, he takes a hit, but you know what I mean? Not after he picks up 20 yards. All right, 1st and 10 for Bama again. Tua with more play action. He has a man, it's Ruggs III, who actually makes the catch this time, and Bama gets in the end zone once again. Here we go. Under 2 minutes here now. Georgia severely needs something to happen and go their way. Fromm going deep. He has a man. It is Robertson. He's off to the races. He will not be caught, and Georgia gets back on the board. All right, here we go. 1st and 10 for Bama and Tua. He has a man, and it is picked off. Actually, the same exact throw that Jake Fromm had picked off earlier. All right, so Tua didn't see the corner lurking there. You know what I mean? Caught him slipping. Fromm gets the rock back. Let's see what Georgia's going to do with it. Fromm just checks down to Robertson there, and he gets forced out of bounds. Minute 9 left here for Georgia. 3 timeouts still. Fromm has a man wide open. It's Godwin, and he is able to haul the catch in. Just like that, Georgia is threatening to score here. 1st and goal. Great read from Fromm. He hands it off to DeAndre Swift, and Georgia's an extra point away from tying this ball game up. All right, man, so 54 seconds left. 3 timeouts here for Bama with the rock. Believe it or not, so far, this is my highest scoring conference championship simulation. All the other games have been pretty close. Oh my goodness. Tried to throw a dot over Reed's head. He actually goes up and picks that off. 2nd pick for Tua here, you know what I mean, in the 1st half. All right, so now I'm going to stay on the defensive side of the ball with Bama, trying to get the rock back with them. You know what I mean? Not the greatest of positions right now. Knock that loose. Bama needs to stop here. They definitely need to keep them out of the end zone. Try to hold them to 3. Georgia gets the ball. Get there. Oh, that's a beautiful throw from Fromm. All right, so this Georgia offense is clicking on all cylinders right now. Fromm's out here throwing dots. Let's see what Bama could do. They hand it off to Swift. McKinney over pursues the play, and they give up the touchdown. All right, man, so heading into the half, Georgia has the 7-point lead. They will be getting the ball back to start off the 2nd half, which means we'll be staying on Bama trying to make a stop defensively. All right, here we go. Starting off the 2nd half on defense here with Bama, trying to make a play. We definitely want to try to get a turnover. Justin Fields is supposed to be in the game, but I'll do that once I get, you know, on Georgia offensively. DeAndre Swift picking up a great chunk of yards early in the game. All right, here we go. 1st and 10. Who's going to step up and make a play? Looks like Georgia's trying to, you know, slow the game down, keep it on the ground. They actually go with the screen. Really gets lit up. Empty backfield here for Fromm. It's definitely a pass. And we force him to throw it away. Good defense there. All right, here we go. 3rd and 8 here for Georgia. If Bama gets his stop, they get the rock back. And a man is wide open on the sidelines. It's Godwin, but he's unable to get his feet down. Bama's getting the rock. Bama definitely gets a little lucky there on a broken zone coverage there. Man wide open. Fromm just missed his throw. So Bama gets a chance to, you know, tie the ball game back up. But that's where they're so good, man. Their defense is good like that. Diggs on the punt return. He gets a block he needs. He has one more block he needs to be made. He just has a fatty in front of him. Don't touch him. You do not need to touch him. Do not clip. And just like that, Diggs answers back, taking the punt return back for 6. Bama's an extra point away from tying it up. All right, so Justin Fields has checked into the ball game here. 3:39 left in the third. Start off running the ball. Bama is in the backfield immediately, but somehow DeAndre Swift, sneaks through the line there. I know this game probably won't be a shootout like this in real life, but boy, is it fun when you can have shootouts with teams like this. Nobody's open for Fields, doing what he does best, using his legs. He breaks the tackle. He jukes inside, but he gets brought down. 12-yard rush for Justin Fields. You see here, both teams have 8 first downs. Both teams are playing, extremely identically, and that's why this game is as close as it is. Justin Fields has a man deep, taking a shot down the sideline. He has Godwin the second, who breaks the tackle. He gets into the end zone. Georgia strikes once again. Let's go. All right, Bama has the rock back, looking to strike and score again. Neither offense can necessarily really be stopped out here today. Tua has a man over the middle. It's Waddle. He holds on to it. Despite the 2 picks, Tua's having a pretty decent day. I mean, it's only 50%. All right, man, here we go. 1st and 10. Trying to go back to the man that got Bama in as great position as they did. Damian Harris, who continues to have a big day out here today. He has a couple men to beat. He doesn't. Brought down just shy of the 10-yard line. Another 44-yard rush for Damian Harris there. All right, here we go. 3rd and 3 for Bama here. Tua back to pass. Has a man in the end zone. It's Ruggs. 4-yard touchdown reception, and Bama's an extra point away from tying it up. All right, here we go. Justin Fields back on the field. They're bringing a bunch of people in the box, so we're going to try to go over the top here. Both receivers are getting super jammed. Fields lets it go anyway, and Godwin comes up with one hell of a catch. Way to go and get it, kid. All right, here we go. Another 1st and 10 for Georgia. Fields keeps it. He's off running, using his speed. Jukes inside. He had one more man to beat, but that man brings him down. 18-yard rush for Justin Fields. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is. Get those 4s up. We got ourselves a tie ball game here heading into the 4th. 38-all. Justin Fields and Georgia are driving. Let's see if they can put more points on the board. All right, we go. Start of the 4th quarter. Fields under center. Shotgun, excuse me. Nobody open. Gets out using his legs. This is where he can really hurt you. Puts a couple moves down. Brought down inside the 20. Man, what if we actually saw a shootout like this in the SEC championship game? I would lose my mind, dog. Nobody's open for Fields. He has to use his legs. One defender over pursues, and he picks up the 1st. All right, here we go. 2nd and goal. Bama's really tightening up down here. Fields using his speed, and he's going to get into the end zone untouched. Georgia takes the lead. All right, 3:36 left here for Tua and Bama. Plenty of time. Let's see what comes out of it, though. Tua back to pass. Nobody's quite open for him, and he's just going to have to get rid of it. Bama really struggling to protect Tua and give him ample time to make throws, but Damian Harris continues to run all over this Georgia defense. All right, so unfortunate sack for Tua there. Like I said, they haven't been, protecting him the best out here today. Tua using his legs here. Can he make a couple people miss? He does, and he actually holds on to the rock after getting lit up. All right, Bama's 3 for 4 here today on 3rd downs. Empty backfield. Tua's under center, though. Can he make that throw? The DB tried to make one hell of a throw, but Waddle actually comes up with a big-time catch. 29-yard reception. Bama's inside the red zone. Bama threatening to score again. Clock stopped, with Waddle getting out of bounds. Toss play to Damian Harris. Can he do the rest? He's been eating so much out here today. He makes a man miss, and he's in the end zone. Bama's an extra point away from tying this thing up. All right, so Justin Fields is getting the ball with 1:52 left. Trying to drive down here and get a win. This is probably the best I've played with Bama here in this season in this simulation series, and this is super fun. You see here, offensive glance. Both teams are playing amazingly, man. Both got 34 plays. Georgia has more yards, because they... All right, here we go. First play for Georgia. I need to turn true clock off. Fields is back. It's a screen. Bama's a little aggressive. DeAndre Swift, unable to get past the DB. If he got past him, there's a lot of green in front of him. Justin Fields, 3 for 4, 100 yards, 1 touchdown. Playing well, off the bench. Nobody's open for him. This is the beauty of Justin Fields, though. This is where he can hurt you. All right, so we're approaching a minute 10 here. Fields in shotgun. He has a man. It's Robertson. Jukes his way inside. He makes a couple people miss and stumbles. Brought down at the 45. At the way this Georgia offense is looking, Bama's going to need a miracle to make a stop. Everybody's locked up, but there's no spy. They better learn their lesson. Fields brought down. You know what I'm saying? And it's just not looking good for Bama at all. Fields has nearly 100 yards rushing just in the second half. Remember, he didn't even play one of the drives in the second half here. Checking down to Swift. Swift comes back to the ball way too much, and they actually lose one there on this play. All right, so we're under 30 seconds left here in the ball game. Bama's just going to play defense. They're not calling any timeouts. Hopefully, they're hoping they can make a stop. Swift has some good blocking. He gets more to the middle of the field. We're just going to run the ball one more time here, just for safe measure. Swift trucking his way forward. He gets the first down. 6 seconds left on the clock. Georgia's going to go ahead and use their timeout. Coach wants to run one more play. 6 seconds left. Too much time on the clock if they kick this field goal. They give it to Swift. He has a lot of room. Can he get down in time? He does. 2 seconds left in the first down and a much closer field goal. All right, so Bama trying to ice Blankenship. 2 seconds left here in this ball game. He hits this kick. Georgia's the SEC champs. It's up and it's right down the middle. Georgia gets the W. All right, so before we get into the final game stats, let's just take a look at the scoring summary real quick. Bama was up 17-7, you know what I mean, at the end of one. Georgia came and put up 24 in the second, 14-7 Bama in the third, and then 10-7 Georgia in the fourth. This game was back and forth. It's probably, I keep saying, you know, one game is the funnest one ever, but I keep playing better and better games, and this one is definitely up there for fun games in this series. Final game stats, though, for Georgia. Jake Fromm, 11 for 19, 2 touchdowns a pick, 57 completion percentage, sacked once, 26 yards per completion, 85 was his longest of the day. Justin Fields, who actually won player of the game, 5 for 6, 118, a touchdown, no picks, 83 completion percentage, 24 yards per completion, 61 was his longest. For Bama, Tua was 10 for 19, 196 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks, 52 completion percentage, sacked twice, 19.6. Even with those 2 picks, he still had his team, you know what I mean, in position to make great plays. Rushing the ball for Bama, Damian Harris, 11 for 175, a touchdown, 2 or 3 for 16. Irv Smith, 1 for 3 in the touchdown. Damian Harris just played absolutely lights out, but with the swing of the game, you couldn't just keep running it. You had to throw it a little bit, but he ate for sure. For Georgia, DeAndre Swift, 9 for 58, 2 touchdowns. Justin Fields, 7 for 93, a touchdown. Jake Fromm, 1 for -7. That's his 1 sack. Receiving, Demetrius Robertson, 5 for 140, a touchdown. Terry Godwin, 4 for 135, a touchdown. Markel Harmon, his one and only catch he took to the house for 74 yards. Swift, 3 for 11, Redley, 2 for 31, and Nauta, 1 for 12. Bama, Devontae Smith, 3 for 68, a touchdown. Hinchey's 2 for 34, Ruggs 2 for 40. Both his catches were touchdowns. He could have had 3 touchdowns on 3 catches, but he dropped one earlier in the game. Jalen Waddle had a pretty good game. His two catches for 49 yards were pretty big. Irv Smith had 1 for 5 yards. Defensively, Savion Smith for Bama led the squad in tackles, 6 all solo, followed by Trayvon Diggs, who had a hell of a game. He also had a pick, a couple drop picks. The 1 sack went down here to Anthony Jennings. Couple tackles for loss for the Bama squad. And for Georgia, Richard LeCount, the third, 5 tackles, 5 solo. 2 picks caught, 1 by Tyson Campbell, the other by J.R. Reed. Not many tackles here made by this squad. They had a couple sacks, Grant and Taylor. And in special teams, Markel Harmon made, you know what I mean, a big difference with his 5 kick returns, 111 yards, 22 yards per, you know what I'm saying. And then for Bama, Trayvon Diggs took a big punt return back for 86 yards. That helped Bama, you know, stay in the game. This game was great. It was a shootout. I know it's probably not going to happen in real life, but you know what I'm saying? If you enjoyed, stop and smash that like button. Hit me up in the comment section below and let me know who you guys think is going to win this game. I know a bunch of you are Bama fans, and there's nothing wrong with that. But a lot of you are UGA fans. I live here in Georgia, so I know if Georgia does win this game, it'll be lit around here, and I'm all for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm all for not seeing Bama in the college football playoffs. You know what I mean? I love when I'm a big underdog person. I love to see, you know what I mean, the top teams get knocked off, unless it's, you know, my favorite team. But, you know what I'm saying, subscribe if you're new. Once you subscribe, hit the little bell. That way you'll always get a notification every time we post a video. It's your boy Uncle Sam's Reject, arcadegames.com. I'm out of here. Peace.